Has there ever been anything that you just could not live without? For me, it's ice cream. Whenever there was a tough day, whenever I just had a difficult time serving in the Peace Corps, I would always go to my favorite shop and get ice cream. And I know that looked kind of bizarre and kind of childish. People made fun of me, but I didn't care. I loved my ice cream. And I used to always go to this one particular shop. It was the only shop that carried ice cream, but yeah, I always went there. And it was owned by an Indian family. And I served in Kenya with the Peace Corps. And there's not that many Indian families. And they're always very nice to me. And just would say hello, and we would have little casual conversations. And one day, after about 2 months of me going there, we have a little bit more deeper conversation. Oh, my son, how have you been adjusting to Kenya? And I was like, oh yeah, I've been doing okay. I just had some little hiccups here and there. And he was like, oh, you should come to my house. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, yes, this is my key to free ice cream. Of course I'm gonna go, yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah. So the next day, I planned to go to that family's house. I put on my Sunday best and went over. And it just turned out like any other place. But the thing you should know, the Indian families in Kenya are a little bit well off. Even though it kind of was a normal house, it felt like I was in Bel Air. It was nice. It was quite posh. And I mean, it didn't really have anything special, but running water and electricity are kind of a premium. And they have a freezer too. At the end of the meal, we had my favorite, of course, you can guess it, ice cream. And we're talking. And the father was talking to me and was saying, have you given any thought to your future? And I'm thinking, I think he's thinking, future of living in Kenya, being a teacher in Kenya, so we could be friends. And I was like, yeah, I like Kenya, but I would like to study more. And then he picks up a picture of his daughter. And he was like, I have a very pretty daughter. And I was like, oh yeah, she's very pretty. And then he was like, dowry would not be an issue. And when you marry a Kenyan citizen, you get free citizenship. And in the back of my mind, I was like, I only knew you for maybe 2 months and you're offering me marriage to your daughter. I could be some crazy American. And don't they watch TV? And I am still kind of pushing it away. I was like, no, I want to focus on school. I'm young. He was like, well, my daughter is a pharmacist. She's going to be very successful. And you could be very successful here. And I was still kind of uneasy at this point, kind of uncomfortable. And I kind of tried to ignore the issue and tried to bring up something in the house. Like, oh, is that your grandmother? That's very nice. When did she get here? But I think he took it as an interest in the family and was pushing the issue of marriage to his daughter. Dowry is nothing. You don't have to pay dowry. And I still am very uncomfortable at the moment. And we ended up just watching TV for half an hour. And it was kind of complete silence at that point. And I was thinking, yes, at this point, they forgot it. They forgot the issue. And after about 30 minutes after that, I decide to leave. And then the wife comes out and says, oh, thank you for coming. Do you want a tour of our house? And I was thinking it was just going to be innocent. And she continues to show me around the house. And we get to one bedroom, which was their daughter's bedroom, and was like, yeah, this is where you would stay. And still in the back of my mind, I was just like, I said no already. I know you have great ice cream, but I just can't. So that day, I just went back to my site, and I got another call from Do you know who?
The grandmother.
No, not the grandmother. No, I got a call from the father, again, asking me to marry the daughter. And at that point, I was just like blatantly said no. This was the weekend, and the next day was Monday. And I told the staff members of my school that I taught at the story. And I didn't really expect anything of it. They were laughing. They were just like, oh, they just wanted a green card. And yeah, and that's what I really just thought. But then another teacher, he was a really good friend of mine, and he kind of had a little bit of anger issues and was a little racist, but that's besides the point. Anyway, he really took an interest in me. His name was Fred. And Fred really kind of was disgusted by the story. He didn't tell me to my face, but he just kind of was uneasy about it. I didn't find this out till the following week when I went in for my ice cream. He actually went into the store and told off the owner and said, "Why are you going to corrupt him? He's not Indian, he's an American. He's not Mahindi." And I was just astonished at this point, and it was just kind of uncomfortable going into the store. And that's when I kind of realized I was part of the community, but I realized that ice cream didn't really mean that much at that point. So lo and behold, long story short, I did not get a wife, and I did not end up with ice cream, but I gained a Kenyan community. Thank you.